Hey everybody, welcome back to our neck of the woods. So today's video, real short. I got to do some maintenance on Aaron's riding lawnmower. We're under the lift here, which makes for good storage space to get the car up and out of the way. Just got to do an oil change, check the tires, and replace the fuel filter. But I've got some bad news that I want to talk to you about that actually made Aaron cry last night. All right, so as my shoulder is still recovering, which by the way, the arm seems to be doing okay. But where the actual break was, but I actually must have torn something up here in my deltoid because it hurts more than anything. And it's just basically not healing, so there must be a muscle strain or pull or something. I've got full movement of my shoulder and it doesn't hurt. It's just on certain like pulling or if I'm using my deltoid that it actually is killing me. So something obviously must be wrong because there was nothing broken actually on my humerus. But anyway, maintenance on this guy is actually pretty easy. I just went ahead and popped these two clamps off, replaced the filter. It was looking pretty gnarly. And then this thing has like a quick drain system. That little guy right there just rotates a little bit and then the black cap pops off. There's a rubber seal on this metal guy right here, and that keeps the oil in. But as soon as that pops off, all the oil starts draining. So actually really quick and easy to drain this and to actually replace that. But now I just have to get over to the other side and take the oil filter off. But as for what made Aaron cry last night, we live in an area that is basically going to be the new Silicon Valley. Around the area near Columbus, Ohio, they've got a new Intel site going in, and apparently they've spent something like $20 billion. They've bought all of the farmland, and even where the Intel site's going, they're continuing to buy everyone out for just millions and millions of dollars all around the area. And basically they're projecting growth. I don't know who in the hell would want to move into a cookie cutter area sitting right next to basically a major industrial complex where the houses are probably outrageous, but that's exactly what they're going to do. If you look at an Intel site, I think over in Arizona, you'll literally see the Intel site and then just millions of homes packed into each other, on top of each other. Probably the crappiest builder grade crap cookie cutter houses that you can think of. And that's basically what's going to happen around that area. And because of that, we got notified that when those houses and all that industrial or commercial and everything goes up, basically they're going to need electricity. And we got hit with a letter saying that they want to talk about bringing in like 165-foot electrical towers, 115-foot bases. And basically they want to run them either across the street through that main field or through the back field, or there's like 7 or 8 routes that they're all coming through and everything. And they want to basically put substations closer to Intel. And basically it made Aaron cry, the fact that we could potentially have like millions of new residents and industrial and the amount of construction and everything else that's going to happen. And I just don't know what to do about it, to be honest with you. I do not want to hear power towers. I don't care how they look, how pretty they look, how non-industrial they look. I don't want to hear that electricity buzz. I don't want to live around that electricity buzz. It's disgusting. It's not healthy. And again, it made Aaron cry, and I just don't know what to do about it. I'm at the point now where I knew it was coming when Intel basically bought their land and started buying everyone out. They've destroyed hundreds of homes and just leveled them. They basically forced people out with cash, but then it's not like that person really is benefiting all of that much because the house prices are so ridiculously high right now that they've had to, maybe they got $1 million for their house, but for some cheap piece of crap, they got to go pay $1 million for it, further out. So it's not like they're getting really that good of a deal. But I don't know. I've been talking with Aaron about it, and I don't know. What would you guys do? If you just had to get away, what if Intel, gets closer to this area over here where we're at, or some manager, CEO, etc., sees our house complete one day, and with the millions of dollars that they paid for those little houses down there, they weren't buying the house, they were buying the land. If we could sell this for like $1 million or $2 million or something, Would you guys take it? Would you guys not want to see a million cookie cutter houses eventually one day go into these fields and us just be completely bombarded with suburbia? And if we could get like $2 million for it, honestly, I want to basically like pack up and move to like Montana. I've seen some properties in the middle of nowhere on the side of a mountain, you know, hundreds and hundreds of acres for like a couple $100,000. And the property tax in Montana, and there's no vehicle sales tax in Montana. I could buy whatever I want and not have to pay sales tax on it. I don't know. It just has me thinking that that may be where we end up one day, that we just sell all this, buy some cheap land, build what we need to, put like $1 million in the bank, and then just ride it out and just go from there. But I think we're absolutely going to lose our mind if not only do we have to first deal with power towers, but eventually we're going to have to be dealing with, again, millions of people moving all around, and the traffic or the headache, and having all of basically suburbia move out of Columbus and just keep moving here and just keep destroying farmlands, keep destroying neighborhoods, or putting up crappy neighborhoods that nobody wants to begin with, but city people, etc., think they're getting a great deal because they bought some, you know, crappy mini mansion in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, I don't know what to do. Now, the main reason why Erin cried last night was because she talked to her dad, and basically the electrical company has been sending us letters, and they called us somehow and got my phone number on my cell phone and said, oh, we just want to come out to the property and do some surveying. And apparently, in terms of taking over somebody's property and coming in and actually putting those, he was under the impression, or gave her the impression, that basically if you're coming out to do a survey, that's pretty much game over, and they are going to put up the towers. So you have no say, and the projected route that you thought, you know, could be, you know, like on the other side of town or something, is not going to happen because the surveyors are coming out to your property to do the surveying. So that made her really cry, and basically that she thinks, again, it's summed up that it's done and over at this point. Now, I grew up in suburbia. I didn't mind it. We had great neighbors, a great cul-de-sac, a group of people where everyone was kind of the same age and everyone basically got along. Granted, if I had the weekend off, I was not in love with the 37 small children that lived around me, who would be up at like 7 in the morning playing basketball in their driveway, bouncing a ball, while, you know, I'm some senior in high school wanting to just sleep for the day. But I don't know, you grow up and you get tired of people, and you get tired of the attitudes, and you get tired of the way the world's been changing and how people talk and act to each other nowadays, and I can't handle it anymore. I got to deal with some very nice people in the emergency department, but then you also have to deal with some pretty crappy people in the emergency department, and even crappy family members who think that that they deserve all of your attention every millisecond of every day. And it's not like next door you've got somebody who's coding and you're in there doing CPR, but then the family's bitching that they're so busy and can't take care of their family member and get them a blanket or something. I mean, it's just absolutely insane what people think that they can do and act and talk to you because they think that everything should be for them, and, you know, no one has sympathy or empathy for anyone else on this planet anymore. So yeah, basically, I'm not about that life anymore. We moved out here to get away from people, and now, unfortunately, all the people are going to follow us, and I don't think that there's anything that we can do about it. Would you guys want to leave all this behind, something that you built for and worked for, because you know the inevitable is going to happen? I mean, is there any place on Earth that you could move and not potentially have 1 million people move in and destroy what you've worked to get rid of or to get away from? Or is it just the inevitable that we're just going to keep overproducing and populating and just keep expanding and destroying more and more land, more and more homes, and more of this planet, until basically we've consumed everything and there's basically nothing left? But let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know, what would you guys do?